Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tayler Yarish Show. Welcome back to the program. Lots going on, lots happening. What's going on with you all? Y'all? What's going on with y'all? I'm alone at the compound right now, also my apartment, and dude, it fucking reeks in here. I made the caramelized onion burger, and I didn't totally cook it all the way through the first time, so I had to throw it back on the fucking pan, and I cook burgers in a pan because I don't have a fucking grill because I live here in New York, but that's always a sad moment. It came off the pan, it was looking so good, had a nice crust, had a nice sear on it, dude. And then I took I bit into it, and it was just red mush. It was just, you have that moment where you're like, could I barrel through this? How rare is this? Is this rare or is this raw? Sometimes the fibers aren't even it's just a big red, dark purple mush. I'm like, fuck. And it sucks. I had a slice of cheese on it. I had caramelized onions on it. The bun was melding in there nicely, and I fucked it all up. I had some roasted potatoes on the side that I just, everything, and I timed everything beautifully. I mean, I was fucking Ramsey in 10 in that fucking kitchen. I was checking on the potatoes. I'm like, all right, putting the butter on the buns and then putting them face down on the thing, and mixing the onions, and I put some, water in there, a little bit of sugar, jam up the caramelized onions. I got that going, and then the pan with the burgers going. I did 315 on each side. It was half an inch thick burger, but then it kind of mushroomed up a little bit. I don't know, maybe the pan wasn't hot enough, but it seemed like it was hot. It had a nice crust. Anyway, I fucked it up, and I had to put it back on, and then I ate it, and it was good. But anyway, it fucking ran through me, and so I did something I never do, but it's a good option. You eat something huge, and you just take a little walk. You just take a little walk down the street, and you don't, I don't know what the science is or what it does, but it I don't know, it just kind of smooths everything out. You don't just have this block of cement sitting in your stomach. You deal with it a little bit just by walking around. So yeah, just went on a walk. And I've been noticing in my neighborhood in Astoria, I don't know what it is, but there's 19 karate gyms. I only walked on this one street. I swear, I saw 5 different gyms. Karate. And most of them are for kids. If you're a grown man doing karate, hey, get it together, I don't know why. Just in Taekwondo, just the idea of a grown man, works in a warehouse or whatever, just comes home. He's like, all right, honey, I'm going to Taekwondo. Dude, I don't know why. Dude, Taekwondo's a kid thing. Taekwondo is for kids. It just is. I'm sure there's people, who do Taekwondo and they're very good and they could kick my ass, and that's great. But hey, pick something better, huh? Dude, I mean, do you know anybody above the age of fucking 15 that does Taekwondo? I don't know why that sounds just so bitch to just do Taekwondo. Muay Thai sounds cooler. It's hard. I'm sure that adults do Taekwondo. It's just hard to do Taekwondo as adults because it's it's the thing that kids, I think it's known more for the fact that kids do it. I could be totally wrong on this. I'm sure adults do it, but more kids do it. You know what I mean? It's it's like the Boy Scouts, and then you just stay in it, and you're 30 now in the Boy Scouts. It's this is for the young. But you walk by and they have the big glass. They always got a big glass window in the Taekwondo gym. You want to watch, you want to see. I walk by them all the time, and I always see the kids. They never seem to be progressing. They're always just throwing the same fucking right kick. And there's some dude who's, 20 years old, and he hates his life. He's up there. Everybody's in a mask. They're all just, kind of half-assing their kicks. Nobody's really learning anything. And then the parents are off to the side just being like, fucking kill me, I think I did Taekwondo for I don't know, not that long. I think I broke one. You break one board, but it's not even a board. It's like a, little piece of flimsy wood, plaster, whatever the fuck it is. Get a little confidence boost in you. I do think there are some benefits to Taekwondo. I don't mean to shit on them completely, but it's just a little bit ridiculous if you're older and you're still doing Taekwondo. I don't know why. I don't have a good explanation, but that's just how I feel. But yeah, there's so many of them. I was walking in the street, and there was on the side of this building, you got a building, and on the ground level, there's all these different. There was a Dunkin' Donuts. There was a floral shop, but then on the top of the building, there was no name of the gym or of the business. It just said karate. I took a picture of it. There was a giant sign that just said karate, as if it was just we just want to promote karate. It wasn't even for a gym. I looked around. There was no gym there. It was just karate. I don't know. Astoria loves karate gyms, and they love lingerie shops. Dude, they fucking love lingerie shops, and there's no discreetness to them. Everywhere else you go, you have lingerie and dildo stores or whatever they are, with all the stuff. They're discreet, you know what I mean? They got a little window where they put something out there to let you know, hey, if you come in here, you're going to see some stuff. But now, there's one right up the block from me that they have a TV in their little storefront window that's just a constant loop of people just dancing in the lingerie and in the underwear. And then they have the mannequins that have the thigh high nets, and the one chick's wearing a ball gag. I'm this is excessive. You know what I mean? It's a family neighborhood, and you just got the mannequins with the ball gags. And listen, I'm sex positive. Whatever dumb shit people are saying nowadays. I hate that fucking term. Oh, you're not sex positive? Stop saying it like that. I'm very sex positive. Have you heard this fucking term? You sound like you have a disease when you say that. I'm sex positive. I'm positive for sex. That's a thing that people bring up when they're talking about, prostitutes or whatever. But you can't call them prostitutes anymore. They're called sex workers. That's whatever. You're still doing the same thing. It doesn't change. When you say sex worker, we all think, they're talking about a prostitute. They're talking about a hooker. They're still thinking it. You're not fucking solving anything by saying a sex worker. I'm sex positive. Sorry. That's just, I hate when we change one thing that nobody asked for, and then we all pat ourselves on the back because we think we did a fucking good thing. You know what I mean? Like the M&M thing, where they changed the M&Ms, and they, she's not going to wear heels anymore. Now she's going to wear sneakers. Who asked for that? Nobody. But that's the state of everything. We're not going to actually make any change, but we'll just do some grandiose thing, making it seem like we care. I don't fucking know. But yeah, they're all over the place with the lingerie stores and everything. It is what it is. What can you do? I bought 3 dildos. Queen Elizabeth has COVID, everybody. Queen Elizabeth tested positive for COVID. She was meeting with one of the princes who tested positive for COVID, and also met with Prince Andrew, who tested positive for pedophilia. Now, I don't know if that's contagious. Maybe it spread to the Queen. It's definitely spread to other members of the family, but she's got the vid. If this woman lives, I swear to Christ. Like, can we have one? I think the COVID movement, they need a softball right now, because everything, as far as I'm seeing, it seems like we're moving in the direction of like, hey, we're going to be over this shit soon. But everybody in the news and like, there's nothing else going on. So they just got to keep pushing COVID again. And so now the Queen, if anybody should fucking die from this disease, if anybody should croak, it's the 95-year-old woman with shit genetics and everything. You step in the sun and she burns alive. If there's anybody that this disease should fucking get, it should be this lady. I'm saying if it's as bad as a lot of people are saying, these variants or whatever. It's like if the Queen doesn't, she's so old. She's so old. You know what? Maybe not. Maybe she'll live, and then maybe she'll fucking inspire other people who are scared of their, scared for their life, to come outside of their house and go sit at a diner or whatever it is they've been dying to do for the past 2 years, but haven't because they're afraid. You know what I mean? I don't know. People in New York they're a little wishy-washy. They like drop the mask mandate, but then people are still doing it. If I'm not legally required, I'm not wearing it. Why would you choose to if you're not required and you're not afraid of the fucking thing? Like, oh well, you could still get it and you could still pass it to some. Hey, this thing's never gonna go away. You're gonna wear it for the rest of your life? Go for it. But I'm not fucking doing it, Oh my God, I sound like I'm on my way to Ottawa right now to fucking, drop my truck off or whatever the hell it is they're doing. I haven't been following that, the whole Ottawa trucker thing. I follow a few people where every time I scroll past their Instagram, it's just like, can you fucking believe the fucking, the Canadian government's gonna, I like to dip my toe into both sides of the aisle, of the spectrum, if you will. But I don't know. I've been like, I've caught wind of a few things. The media says that they're dangerous, fucking, racist, anti-vaxxer, all these things. But then I'll see videos on social media where they're just dancing around and they're just having a good time and they're just like, hey, we're not moving, And then I saw that video of the woman just getting run over by a horse. Dude, they're running people over with horses. That's fucking bananas, dude. The Canadian government is literally... Trudeau I just watched a video the other day of him just basically being like, hey, we're giving the police full reign to do whatever they got to do to get these fucking people out. Like, it's so bananas, And I'm not saying there's a direct thing, but like in America, our relationship with the police has been a little bit weird the past few years, where like if one police officer is caught not holding the door for somebody, there's 9 marches and there's protests outside the guy's house to get him fired, and everybody shares it on their social media, and because they were caught doing something wrong. Let's say it's not holding open a door, but they were using excessive force. Let's say they body slammed a dude on his neck or whatever. And so everybody freaks out, and they should. If it's excessive force, they should be upset. But then you go to Canada and you got some truckers, parking their semi on somebody's lawn, whatever the fuck they're doing. And then the government's like, hey, police, kick the shit out of them. I mean, basically, right? They literally, I saw a thing where it's like, yeah, we're going to arm them with whatever they need to get these people the fuck out of here. That's what we're going to do. And it just goes to show you where it's like, at the end of the day, you need a police force. You need a police force. Now, how you can use that police force, can you use them as just like a fucking army of people? I don't know, are they breaking laws? Is it illegal to just pull your truck up somewhere and just not move it? I mean, is it illegal? I don't know, man. Because that's the whole thing. It's like, oh, this is. It's not about what the law is. It's about what you're willing to do to enforce the law, right? So in Canada, they're like, listen, you can't park here. All right, well, I'm not moving. If there's a crowd, they're protesting. Let's say they're peacefully protesting. And if you were going by America's definition of peaceful protesting, they're just spitting in their face and throwing a Molotov cocktail. Just a peaceful, nice, peaceful protest. What are you willing to do? Well, in Canada, they're willing to run people over with horses. Dude, that's the most like Canadian, like, excuse me, just moving through, just going through the crowd here. Oh, no, whoopsie daisy. People getting trampled. I mean, damn, dude. I don't know who's right. Let me say that. I don't know who's right, but there are certain things where it's like, you hear it, you're like, is that true? It sounds a little sketch. Like if you wanted to donate money to the Ottawa truckers, they're literally like seizing the people's or freezing their bank account assets so that they can't deliver money to the thing, or like, the GoFundMe. GoFundMe basically almost just stole like $10 million that people had donated to the truckers. And they're like, we're going to donate it to a worthy charity or whatever. Like people, is that, I got to look that up. Is that GoFundMe Ottawa protesters? Yeah, so GoFundMe basically seized the funds that people had used to donate to this convoy or whatever, and they weren't going to give back the money initially. It blew up in their face because everyone was like, what the fuck, you can't do that. And then they're starting to send the money back, apparently. But they just weren't going to do that. So if you had an uncle or whatever who was like, I'm not getting the fucking shot, I don't want to do it, goes up and parks his tow truck in front of a fucking Chick-fil-A or whatever they have up there. They don't have Chick-fil-A. I don't know what their stores are. And you were like, yeah, I'm going to donate to this GoFundMe that is supporting these people because I support this message. GoFundMe's like, well, we don't support this message, so we're gonna take it. If that's true, that just seems a little bit bananas. What happened to this episode? I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. I don't know. I didn't realize I wasn't gonna go off on this whole. I hate going off and talking about this kind of shit, but it's everywhere, and it's every time I turn on the TV or you go on Twitter or you go on Instagram. Everybody's fucking talking about it, and honestly, quite honestly, I couldn't give a shit. I couldn't care less. It doesn't affect me. It's up in Canada. Dude, I'm so sick of seeing like protest videos. They all look the same. Maybe they're not even from the fucking Ottawa thing. I'm sick of seeing a crowd of people yelling at another crowd of people. There's no subtitles on the video. You can't understand what anybody's fucking saying. They're just yelling. One person tosses a smoke grenade, the camera gets a little bit shaky, back to you in the studio. It's like it's enough. Enough! Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? How does anybody have the time? I'm sorry I didn't cover this topic with any real knowledge or facts because I don't have the time to fucking look up what GoFundMe's doing or what fucking Quafty Queefhead Trudeau is bitching about. Like, some people hate the guy, some people don't. Who gives a shit? It's Canada. It's Canada. Since when did we give a fuck about Canada? Hey, we don't. The only reason everybody's paying attention is because this protest has to do with the fucking vaccination shit. Okay? If they were protesting, there was some famous restaurant in Canada and they were getting rid of the famous maple syrup that they had and there was a protest to keep the maple syrup, we wouldn't be fucking talking about this. But we are because it's about coronavirus. The debate is over. You're either getting it or you're not getting the shot. Who gives a fuck? Right? I mean, does the thing protect you or does it not? Just let people live. Just let people live their fucking life. So that they don't have to, take their fucking 18-wheeler and drive it to the capital of whatever. It's like people are losing their fucking minds, man. And even like the truckers, it's like, I don't know. I'm not in that position, so I don't know what would have to happen to drive me to do something like that, to take my truck and go to go at anywhere that I wasn't planning on going, or like in this country, like to go to the Capitol and try to break in to take a dump on Nancy Pelosi's desk. Like what, how much wrong has to happen in your life for you to be like, fucking get the keys, I'm going? Like, we're really just hitting a brink, I think, in this country where people are just lost. People are losing their minds. There's no nuance. You can't have a conversation about anything anymore. If something's not 100% good, if it's got a smidgen of bad, people are like, fucking scrap it, That's happening right now in New York. This new mayor is like, hey, I'm sick of fucking going on the train and it's a horror show because you got 9 people sleeping on there. There's people getting harassed by homeless men. We're going to fucking clean it the hell up, all right? So, the police are going to, at the end of the stop or at the end of the night or whatever, you cannot just, pass out and do heroin on the train. So we're going to ask you to get up and step off of the train. They're not throwing them in jail, okay? They're not fucking carting them off and kicking them out into the... They're just having them step off the train so that when I'm riding home or whoever's riding home at 2 a.m., they don't have to fear that, someone's going to fucking shank them with a sharpened toothbrush because they didn't donate $1. And that has happened. I've talked to so many people who are like, born and raised in the city, who are like, it's definitely worse now. And most people, like, when you say that, they're not noticing it because they only ride, they ride the train to get to their job at 9 a.m. and then they ride it home at the end at 5 p.m. during rush hour. So it's like they don't notice it. But like if you're out late, like sometimes I'm coming home late on the train. Yeah, it's a little sketchy. It's a little sketchy. You go down to the Village, you get on the train, like it's a little, I don't know what this, again, I don't know what the solution is, but like, I don't know. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Let's try something. I mean, how many people have to just get pushed off pushed off the tracks and hit by trains for us to be like, hey, maybe we have an issue with crazy people in the subway, huh? Maybe there's an issue. And everybody just thinks that, like, no, it's a mental health issue. You have to, they should be brought and put into centers and they have to do all this stuff. Yeah, they also have to be willing to do that. They have to be willing to go to the center. It's not like all these people are hanging out on trains because there's not a close enough rehab facility. Okay? So it's like fuck everybody else's riding experience. We're all paying for the MTA. We're all paying to ride the train, except them because they, hop the turnstile. But we're all paying to ride the train and to try and not get harassed. I'd like to be able to just put on music and not have to be aware of my surroundings, that somebody might, come up and you know what I mean? So this mayor's like, hey, let's just try this, see what happens, maybe have the police just go on there and ask them to leave. Now I'm sure it's not going to be a smooth interaction between the homeless and the police, and I'm sure there's some fucking dunce who's going to be sitting there waiting with his fucking, camera to record it. Because God forbid, a homeless man fucking takes a swing and then the police has got to give him a 1-2. They're going to be like, and this is what you get. The police are in the streets beating up homeless people. That's going to be the cover of the New York Times. And then people will just fucking run with it, Losing our goddamn minds. Nothing's good enough anymore. Oh, God. So how's everybody else doing? No. I don't know, man. I've been alone all day. I haven't really done anything today. Kate's gone, and I've been in the apartment by myself, so I haven't spoken to anybody. So these are legitimately like the first words that I've spoken all day, which I probably should have thought through. But what can you do? That is the podcast for this week. Next week, I will be in California. I'm doing the San Luis Obispo Comedy Festival. That should be fun. March 2nd is the next Yard Bar Comedy Show. We're going to have... we haven't totally figured out the lineup yet, but we might have TJ Miller on the show, which would be a lot of fun. We're going to have some other people on there, too. That's all going to be announced. So, yeah, come to that. Last one was pretty good. Had a good amount of people there. It was a fun time. It's always a fun time. I'm running around, I'm telling jokes, and it's always a good time. So, yeah, come to that. Is there anything else? No, nothing really to plug. But yeah, hope you have a good week. If Queen Elizabeth is living, or listening, if she's living, I hope she's living. I hope she doesn't die. That's what I wanted to say. I hope she doesn't die of COVID. I don't want the fucking, I don't want her to die just so that we can say, oh, maybe COVID is real. I don't know. But, yeah, anything else I need to take back from this episode before I close off? I to be honest, the whole time I was talking about Canada and the truckers, I was kind of just, I kind of just blacked out for a little bit. I don't know why. I think I'm a little dehydrated, so I don't remember what I said. So if I said something that you disagree with, I don't care. So that's it. That's the podcast. Have a good week. And, yeah, peace out.